Arguably the biggest boxing bout since Mayweather-Pacquiao takes place today, live from Las Vegas on Main Event. I'll hand you over to Pat Stack and Paul Upham, and they can talk us through the event and what we have in store.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. It should be an absolute belter. Paul Cotto and Alvarez, the old champ and the young gun. They say that if the skills are even, the bigger man wins. The bigger man is Alvarez. Make us a case as to why he's going to be the victor.
Well, what makes this a great fight is that either guy can win. You know, you got Cotto, the middleweight world champion. You know, fantastic career over the last 15 years. Saw him here in Sydney in the Olympics in 2000. Even then, he was a huge star. People thought he was going to be a great, and he has been world titles in 4 weight classes. And over the last 3 fights, we've seen a big change with a new trainer, Freddie Roach, and we'll talk about that. But he is the established star, and against Alvarez, the young Mexican. Look, he's 25, but he's actually had 10 years as a professional. In Mexican, they turn young, 15 years of age. He's got unbelievable knockout power. Only one blemish on his record, and that was the loss to Floyd Mayweather Jr. But he's improved a lot since then. He's learned a lot, and he's going to show us on Sunday in Las Vegas.
He's the overwhelming favourite. Cotto is a 3-to-1 outsider. Amir Khan thinks that Cotto's going to get knocked out. But can you make a case for us as to why the 35-year-old is going to get it done here?
It's skills. It's skills and the nous and the ability. And that's what Mayweather showed. Mayweather was a lot older than Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez has got that punching power that people fall in love with. They think he can just knock anybody out at any time. But you've got to be able to land those punches. Mayweather couldn't land the punches, and Cotto's always had great skills. He's never been an out-and-out knockout puncher. He's great to the body, puts his combinations together well, but he's also evades punches. He doesn't take a lot of punches, and that's going to be Alvarez's problem.
I want to ask you about Cotto back in 2012. He's lost 3 of 6 fights at that point, including a defeat to Austin Trout, and he takes on Freddie Roach as a trainer. How important is that transformation to that trainer been for his career since that point?
It's the old saying, you can't beat him, you join him. He saw what Roach has done over the years for Manny Pacquiao, and they had that fight. And the feeling was, even from Freddie Roach, that Cotto was the boss in his team. And you can't have the boss telling the trainer what to do. And Cotto was smart enough. He looked at it, lost 2 in a row, unfortunately. He said, right, I've got to get Freddie Roach in. He brought Freddie Roach in, and he has been in his best ever form in those last 3 fights. And that's why I think he's a good chance of winning on points. So I'm tipping Cotto to win. I think that he's going to show it even at the age 35. He's got the skills and the ability to take down the younger Alvarez.
There's a rich history of rivalry between Puerto Rican and Mexican fighters. Is there a little bit of extra spice in this one for the fact that if Cotto can get a victory, would that arguably make him the greatest Puerto Rican fighter of all time?
Puts him in the mix, puts him in the discussion, no doubt about that. And again, it's the guys you beat. And if he can beat Alvarez, that's another niche on his belt. The last big super fight we saw was Oscar De La Hoya, the Golden Boy, versus Felix Trinidad. De La Hoya, the Golden Boy, he's going to be in the corner of Alvarez. He's the promoter this weekend. The co-promoter, which you believe, is rap icon Jay-Z. He's the one who signed up Miguel Cotto. And look, Jay-Z loves his boxing and he knows the talent. Look, certainly the winner of this fight will go down in their own country's history as being one of the greats of all time.
Well, they might be one of the greats in their own country, but let's talk about the even bigger picture. With Mayweather effectively retired, well, retired for now, does Alvarez see this as an opportunity to become the biggest star in the sport of boxing?
People are talking him up at 25. He's got so many years ahead of him. We're looking for a #1 pound-for-pound boxing star, someone recognisable around the world. He's got that Mexican fan base. He's so exciting. He's got that knockout power. Look, Alvarez has been talked up for years that he's going to be the future pound-for-pound #1. He's got to beat Cotto. He can't be pound-for-pound #1 if he loses this fight. So there's a lot on the line for Alvarez. People can understand him losing to Mayweather at the time because of the experience and the talent there. There's no shame in losing to Mayweather. But if he loses to Cotto, maybe that bursts the Alvarez bubble.
Is Cotto also seeing Mayweather as a motivation for this fight in a funny way? Does he see this as a to luring Mayweather out of retirement and potentially getting that fight against Cotto, Mayweather, a bit of revenge for Cotto?
That's exactly right. The biggest fight out there would be Mayweather come back for his 50th fight. Cotto wants to be in that mix. And Cotto, he lost to Pacquiao, he lost to Mayweather. He's basically beaten everybody else. He was just that one little level below. If Mayweather comes back for a 50th fight, Cotto beating Alvarez puts his hand up and says, I want that fight, I want that rematch.
It's going to be an absolute belter. Where can we catch it, Paul?
Main Event live, 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. If you get a chance, watch Main Event now between then and the fight. They've got a free documentary before the bell, and that shows you the history of the fighters, and it's a great run into the fight itself.
It's going to be an absolute cracker.
Thank you, lads. I cannot wait for the fixture.